Or should I cover the shack and you go this way? High five. High five. Ah, good. Hey, what's up, guys? Gavin Peacock, Flip Society. I figured I'd give you guys a big tour of my backyard gym. I'm in the process of taking all this and throwing it into my garage for the winter, so it's not going to be here anymore. My last outdoor workout video was from like 2 or 3 years ago. Some evolution's gone on, so I'm going to go for a quick walk around with Kara behind the lens. Okay, so first thing to say is it would never ever be this busy. I've just taken everything I have back here. I'd still say this is less than half of the gear I own. Most of it's in my basement. I think a lot of you would ask what the hell happens here during any rainy days. So there's usually a huge, I don't know if you can see it, big tarp is stored in this bin. Get the bin. But it's withering away. Time to change. We're going in the garage for the winter. So this is all the gear pulled out. It's never this busy, but let's take a walk through. Okay, starting here, we got rings on an amazing upright. I'd say is over 10 years old. It's come to 3 different houses with me. It's just big cedar posts that I cemented into the ground. I think it was about 6 cement bags total, or 4 per side. And it's been used to hold my rings, used to hold punching bags. I got 2 of those. And if you can see up here, there's an old TRX mount. I got a TRX mount over here, I'll point to later. But that's where they used to be. There used to be 2 of them, so you could do 2 different exercises. I never use this anymore. But this is my first super ghetto pull-up bar, cantilevered. Pretty nifty. I got a pretty shit shack back here that stores all of the loose items, so I call them your trinkety goods: dumbbells, med balls, wall balls, kettlebells, nice hard rumble roller, balance board. Again, underneath here hidden is the dip bar on the outside of the rig. My last video didn't have this rig, so I guess that'd be the latest update, and this rig will be going inside the garage for the winter. And I think it's just your biggest bang for your buck. Lets you use the most minimal amount of space for the most maximum amount of lifts. Power bands for mobility and warm-up, and assisting with pull-ups if you need them to. Random mats of all kinds. Gets real hot out here in the summertime, but yeah, fan helps us stay a little cool. This is completely vanity. I'd never put my snow tires on my trap bar, but I just wanted to get it off the ground. I'm very short of weight plates out here right now because most of them are down in the basement with my other squat rack and lifting platform that I've built down there. This is my pride and joy, my little log press baby. I built this log press to be 100 pounds to start, but the joke is as it dries out with warm weather, the thing gets lighter, and as it rains it picks up moisture, so it, give or take, can be 85 to 115 pounds empty. And then on the ends here you see these little spikes I hammered in, deal with the 1-inch diameter plates out the Olympics. You can slap on as heavy as you want on the ends to get this puppy lifting heavier. How do your arms feel, Kara, holding that?
It's heavy.
Yeah?
It's like 2.5 pounds.
Hard work holding up a camera for an hour of doing retakes. Oh, no big deal, no big deal. About 3 or 4 years ago, I got a video on my channel showing a time lapse of how I built this outdoor platform. It's basically standard if you look at any 100,000 videos on how to make a lifting platform. It's the exact same thing. I just stilted this one up on bricks so the weather and the water and the snow and the ice doesn't get at it. I used to keep it covered with a tarp. The tarp that's usually overhead keeps it protected enough, but over time, obviously the elements will get to it. Canadian winters here are ridiculous, so if you can see down here, coming down here, I've actually, instead of trying to just keep one layer in immaculate condition, add a new layer of plywood every 1 or 2 seasons. So that you can see down here, bottom layers are almost completely eroded, and then you got a fresher layer, fresher layer, fresher layer. So I think that represents about 5 seasons of lifting. And then off to the side here, I've found these 2x2 rubber tiles, and they're just more movable. I bring them downstairs, so they're more movable than the big 4x8 sheets or the 8x2s or whatever those horse stall mats you have cutting up. I just like the idea of the little 2x2s versus any bigger piece of rubber, and those are on the side. So you got your 4x8 standard sheet in the middle, and then I got my 8'10" uprights that I bolted into it. use some cross bracing to tie it all together, and then cross bracing goes off onto the shack and then off to a secret telephone pole back here to keep the thing roughly pretty rigid. Shakes a little bit, but for an outdoor rig, no big deal. And then back here, squat bars, spare barbells, store on hooks underneath the shack roof so nothing gets wet. And then back here, if you want to stand up. So then back here, I just slammed a bunch of 1-inch diameter piping into all the wood. They act as your plate holders. I also got these portable plate holders that stab into the uprights themselves, so you have unlimited space for any weight plates out here. The sets I usually keep out here are pretty beat up and worn down. Like I say, whether it's faded, this used to be bright red, faded or rusted, it's still 45 pounds. It's not changing, so I don't really care what the weights look like. But that's about it, being pretty quick. You can get a view of the mulch I've put around the platform for a little zen feel. And it is a backyard, so we're storing all of our winter tires for the cars back here as well. No big deal. We've had a groundhog and a skunk and a skunk die and a second skunk in a turf battle live underneath this platform. We had a full summer where every time you set down a deadlift you'd smell a little bit of skunk come out, but it's Canada, dealing with the elements, can't complain. Got the Gibbon slack line here. If you guys have seen any of my videos, you know balance is a super necessity for me and all the crazy stuff I do. She's I think 40 feet. I use this cement post and have another one way down there that we'll point to in a sec. That keeps this thing super sturdy all the way across my backyard. Super fun. Down here, battle ropes for whatever you need those for. I think we had Kara on those earlier. I got these Astroturf carpets. Whenever I'm off the platform doing stuff in the yard, you might as well protect the grass. I spread these guys out. They're 8 by 10. You can get them from Home Depot. Very inexpensive. Lots of surface area to cover up. So whenever you're doing stuff with the bag, protects the soil, doesn't rip up your grass, doesn't kill it. And then this cool little nifty thing I've had for years and years and years. Kind of mimics a high jump bar. Most of the time I keep it low. Mimics boxes that I don't have in the backyard. So that for doing any conditioning circuits, burpee, box overs, blah, 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 you can translate that into jumping over little PVC pipe sitting on 2 nails. And way back in the day, I used to have I did a homemade springboard, and believe it or not, I measured up to 7 feet and was able to jump up this high over hurdles. It's crazy. Maybe go find evidence, but anyway, holes go all the way up to 7 feet, so you can take your pick, jump anything you'd like. That's that. Just wanted to show you it all before I do a teardown. Next video related to the fitness will be a time-lapse full garage gutting and building an indoor garage gym for the winter, so stay tuned for that. Comment on any questions you have. I'll give you all the links to product you see here if you want to get it anywhere. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Kara always appreciates reading comments and answering them herself, so if you want to comment to Kara, go for it. And if you want to see your PR your deadlift, she'll try that too. So Peacock out, Kara out,
bye.
Tucker out.
Bye, Tuck.
Thank you for visiting my gym in the backyard. This doesn't really work that well.
No.
Let's get the tires off. Tires off.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.